Welcome to UVU. Congratulations on selecting UVU as your university. You are now Wolverines! Tonight marks the beginning of a remarkable adventure. A vast world of educational and personal growth opportunities await that promise to give life to your unique UVU story. Tonight, we invite you to explore fearlessly, embrace growth, expand your curiosity, and relish challenge. Tonight, you will get a special glimpse of not only what UVU is, but also who UVU is. Our faculty, staff, and students that make Utah Valley University such a special place to be, learn, and grow. It's a night for you to see the possibilities about what your UVU experience can be.
We are the Executive Council of the Utah Valley University Student Association, otherwise known as UVUSA. We welcome you with open arms to the greatest university in the state.
We help students give life to their story by providing a meaningful college experience beyond the classroom. Through collaboration and involvement, we are creating a community of proud Wolverines.
UVU is full of students just like you who found connection with other students doing something they really love.
No matter what you love to do, there are other students at UVU who share your passion.
So dive in, take advantage of the time you have here as a Wolverine. Go to events, join a club, serve in the community, and immerse yourself in all the opportunities that UVU offers.
This is the time to give life to your story.
Good evening, everybody. All right, we are the Executive Council of the Utah Valley University Student Association, otherwise known as UVUSA. My name is Taylor Bell, and I'm your student body president. Whoop, whoop. All right, and our purpose as UVUSA is to provide you with plenty of opportunities. We do programming, initiatives, and events that not only enhance your academic experience, but also your social life as well. So we really want you to have the best time here at UVU. Here's the rest of the team.
Hello, everybody. I'm Briley Bromley. I'm this year's your Executive Vice President, and I am so excited to help you with your successes throughout the year as you join this community of proud Wolverines.
Maddie Mishko. I'm the Vice President of Academics here at UVU, and I'm in charge of Student Voice. It's my job to make sure that you're represented here on campus. So if you have any suggestions, come talk to me.
Hi guys, my name is Annie Smith-Duffin, and I am your Vice President of Activities. So I am here, activities. I like it down here, I like the feel. So I am here to make sure that all of you are having an awesome experience outside of the classroom, which will involve our upcoming 2 weeks of welcome. So make sure you are on the lookout for that. You'll see posters all up around campus, and we'll make sure that you guys have an awesome start to your school year.
And I'm Matt Hepworth. I'm the Chief of Staff, and really, they just hired me to look good. No, but for real, these are your elected officials, and I get them where they need to go, and so if you need to talk to them, come talk to me.
Awesome! All right, so incoming freshmen, esteemed faculty, staff, and administrators, moms and dads, and everybody present, we want you to help us welcome this 2019 incoming class of Wolverine. So let's hear it. We're super proud that all of you made the decision to come to UVU. And so, to welcome you, we're gonna do a tradition that dates years ago. So this is what we're gonna do. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look under your little chair, and there's a beanie, okay? So grab this beanie, wave it. I need to see a lot of beanies in the air. Nice! Okay. This looks a lot cooler than in rehearsal. So, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, now you got your beanie. So what do we do with a beanie? Okay, we put it on our head. So we're gonna do that first. All right, I know it's August, it's a little toasty, but it's good. You look very good. Ooh, okay, I like this view. All right, okay, now that we all have our beanies on, hey, I'm looking right at you. You gotta put your beanie on, come on. Okay, so now that we all have our beanies, what we're gonna do, and this is how you're gonna start off as the proudest, loudest Wolverines. We're gonna all stand up. Yeah, all you freshmen.
That's right, on your feet.
Up. Get up on your feet, okay? Okay, and I need this loud. We have this saying called the Rally the Valley. I need to hear it. So, I'm gonna do Wolverines on 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna scream Wolverines as loud as you can. We need to shake the valley. We're gonna just cause an earthquake, okay? Are we ready? We ready? I can't, okay. Yeah, we're ready, okay. Here it goes. Wolverines on 3, 1, 2, 3, Wolverines!
Let's go!
Yeah! Beautiful. Perfect. We're proud of you. Thank you for cheering with us. Welcome these Wolverines. You may be seated.
Now, Wolverines, let's explore what will be the core of your university experience, the academic life of UVU. Every student participates in an active learning process we call engaged learning. This means you won't only study textbooks, write papers, and take tests. You'll be involved with hands-on learning opportunities that take you out of the classroom and into relevant, real-world experiences. This approach applies to every program we offer, from aviation science to geology to theater arts and everything in between. At the heart of your engaged learning experience are the faculty who are not only teachers and mentors, but also experts in their individual fields. Let's take a closer look at two of them now. Amy Houghton is an assistant professor in the forensic science program at Utah Valley University. Before coming to UVU, she was a special agent with the Naval Criminal Investigative Service conducting felony-level criminal investigations for the Department of the Navy within the U.S. and overseas, including Afghanistan.
In regards to forensic science, the generation that is coming up into the college age and attending universities, they have all been raised on what's on television. They were raised on CSI, they were raised on Criminal Minds and NCIS and these different kinds of shows that really highlight forensics. Now, as they come into the university and they come into our program, they're able to really learn what it's like.
The study of forensic science requires that students not just understand theory, but also be able to do the job in the field. First, students learn the theory behind the various techniques, and then they learn how to apply their knowledge the same way they would as a professional working in the field.
There are professors who are NCIS, there are professors who are FBI, there are professors who are current police officers. The professors will say, okay, here's what we're learning today, and we're only going to talk about it for 5 minutes, and then you guys are going to go out there and actually do it.
I love to give life to my story in taking the experiences that I had as a special agent, as a crime scene investigator, and pass that on to my students. I want to be able to give my students here at UVU the best educational experience they possibly can.
I think it's my responsibility to give my years of experience and education and pass that on to them so they can be the future professionals in the forensic science field.
Chad Hardin is an assistant professor of art and design. Chad grew up in Las Vegas where his family owned an excavation business. It was expected that Chad and his brothers would work in the family business. But what Chad loved to do was draw, especially superheroes.
Drawing was the only thing I was ever good at. My mom was like the cheerleading queen. My dad was the homecoming quarterback. My brothers were all lettered in 4 sports. And I was like the geeky, blind kid. The only thing I was ever good at was drawing, and I just stuck with it. So that's how I got good.
But growing up, Chad was told that drawing wasn't a viable way to support himself or a family. Then, he took an art elective that changed his life. Seeing his work, a professor encouraged him that he could be a professional artist. In 2005, he quit his full-time job in the video game industry in order to pursue drawing comics.
I'd always wanted to do comics, and I was doing web comics on the side, and anytime I did anything that I thought was good, I would send it to editors at DC and at Marvel. One day, I got a phone call from Joey Cavallari, who's one of the editors. He called me up and he said, "My artist just got in a car wreck. He broke his arm. I have a 22-page assignment and I have a 6-page assignment. Which one do you want?" And I was like, "I want them both. Like, give me all the work." And it was life-changing.
Today, Chad is the well-known artist of DC's Harley Quinn comic, one of DC's biggest-selling comic books. He's also done Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, and many more over his 20-year career as a comic illustrator. As a professor at UVU, Chad inspires and teaches future illustrators to follow their dreams too. Now, please welcome to the stage UVU faculty members Amy Houghton and Chad Hardin.
We are so pleased, on behalf of all of the great faculty here at UVU, to welcome all of you as our new freshman class here to Utah Valley University.
No matter what course of study you choose, Utah Valley University's faculty stand ready to provide you a teaching and learning environment enriched by hands-on research opportunities, meaningful relationships, and memories meant to shape positively the rest of your life.
So tonight, we invite you, as you go throughout your education here, to take advantage of all of the knowledge and all of the experience that our faculty here have. Seek out their knowledge, learn from them, go and let them guide you, because so many of our faculty here at UVU, just like Chad and myself, have been leaders and pioneers in their respective fields. Welcome to UVU.
We could go on and on about the exciting opportunities waiting for you at UVU, but you will soon find them out for yourself. Simply being here is not enough. It's up to you to grasp the opportunities in front of you, remembering that nothing worthwhile in life ever comes easily. In fact, it is when things are the most difficult that they end up being the most rewarding. So tonight, we encourage you to commit yourself to seeking excellence in all that you do at UVU. Our UVU president knows much of commitment and seeking excellence. Here to share her story of challenge and success is UVU president, Dr. Astrid Tuminez.
Hello. Hi. How are you, Wolverines? Okay, my technology isn't working, so give me a minute. Stand up and shake out your wiggles while I figure this out. Stand up. Aha, there you go. Sit down. All right, welcome Wolverines, welcome parents, welcome staff, welcome faculty, welcome all of you who look so good looking in those hats that you just got. So how are you feeling? Anyone feeling fearful tonight? Anyone feeling angry? Angry, anybody? Anyone feeling joyful? Woo! Anyone feeling sad? Parents are sad, but the younger siblings aren't sad because they're inheriting the bigger bedroom. And the green figure at the farthest corner there feels disgusted. Anyone feeling disgusted? You are not allowed to feel disgusted at UVU. You're not allowed. We are joyful in this institution. However you're feeling, just know that all those feelings are fine and good and valid. Embrace those feelings. Remember, those of you who are students, you may be sad and anxious, but your parents are even more so. So remember to call them, email them, give them a lot of hugs because it's very hard to let your child go to college. I am new just like you. I started the presidency 11 months ago. So I haven't even completed a full year. And like you, I'm just figuring out a lot of things. So don't get nervous about not knowing everything. Please know that there is help and many people here at UVU who are ready to help you get all the information and help that you need. You are the generation whose jobs don't exist yet. 65 to 85% of jobs that you will have do not even exist yet. So you will always be new, things will always be new, change will always be here. Always have a beginner's mind, embrace change, and don't be afraid. So thank you for choosing UVU. Thank you. Give yourself a big applause. Thank you for accepting the invitation of Utah Valley University to come as you are. UVU has a place for you. And so tonight, I want to spend a few minutes talking to you about the top 10 reasons why UVU is a place for you. Number 10. Exceptional care. Our first value here at UVU is exceptional care. We will see you for who you are. We embrace differences here. We see your human potential, and we believe in you. We will care for you, and you will care for one another. Number 9, second core value is exceptional accountability. You all know that love is not enough, right? Care is not enough. We all have to be accountable for our time, resources, our energy. We have to be accountable for our learning. You have to be accountable for your learning, and you will succeed here at UVU. Please look underneath your chairs. There is a card. Woo. What's this? This doesn't have anything to do with accountability, does it? I'll put this down. So accountability, the commitment card, I'd love for you to sign the front and the back, take a picture, and then send the photo to success@uvu.edu. Whether you complete a 1-year certificate here or a 2-year associate's degree or a 4-year master's degree, a 4-year bachelor's degree or a master's degree, we will celebrate all of these successes. So commit to yourself and know that you can succeed. Number 8, UVU is the place for you because we believe in exceptional results. We believe that each of you can fulfill your potential. You will leave UVU and your parents will be thrilled, having completed a meaningful degree, a meaningful credential, and you will also leave UVU being more confident, resilient, able to think more critically, collaborate more effectively, communicate more clearly, and work with those who may be radically different from you, because that's the world that we live in today. It's a world of diversity and a world of differences. 7, UVU is the place for you because we have a one-sentence mission. You can all memorize this. And the mission is important because it underlines that we are a community college and university under one roof. So whatever your dream is, you want to fly a plane, you want to do welding, you want to be a philosophy major, you want to be a nurse, a therapist, political scientist, we have it all here under one roof. It makes it convenient for you to pursue the dream that you want. Number 6, who likes to eat? We have the best culinary arts institute in the state of Utah. So while you're here, take every opportunity to eat the food that they make. And we don't just have culinary arts, we have the arts. Are there any Broadway lovers in this center? Yes. So we have the Norda Center for the Performing Arts, where this year, the Utah Symphony will play 6 times at the Norda Center. We have Broadway stars coming. We have Bernadette Peters coming. We have jazz. And so we feed your body with culinary arts, and we also feed your soul with the arts. So that's why UVU is the place for you. Number 5, sorry. You saw the green men tonight. Do you even know who these men are? Number 5, UVU is the place for you because we have the green men and clubs galore. You can join, I think we have 100 clubs or more, whatever your interest is. Find your friends, find like-minded people, find projects to work on together. Join the Student Alumni Association. And parents, you don't even have to be alumni of UVU to join the Alumni Association. So they drum, they dance, they're great. A lot of energy from the green men. Number 4, UVU is the place for you because we teach history that doesn't suck. We subscribe to engaged learning. You have to get your hands dirty when you're at UVU. Professor Greg Jackson has a podcast that I urge you to listen to. It's very interesting history, dramatic, exciting. And we have LinkedIn Learning, by the way, as students. You can take all of the courses at UVU and then do some more online with LinkedIn Learning. So engaged learning is our mantra. We're not afraid to get our hands dirty. Number 3, UVU is the place for you because we cultivate grit. Wolverines are small, scrappy animals that can take down prey bigger than themselves. I want you to join me on the mat with the wrestlers. This is what this picture is about. How many of you have seen wrestling up close? How many wrestlers here? It's a good metaphor. It's up close and personal, and you either kill the other person or they kill you. So, at UVU, we will not be killed. We are strong and we are gritty, and we get up and we try again. And we try harder than others. That's who we are. Number 2, UVU is the place for you because on Halloween Eve, we have the biggest dance in the state of Utah. 4,000 people were at this dance last year. We know how to have fun. You know that when the going gets tough, the tough start dancing. So we know how to have fun in this institution. Finally, number 1, UVU is the place for you because you are at the heart of everything we do. I came to UVU about a year ago because I believe in giving students the opportunity to succeed. I believe in a model of education that is non-prejudicial, that takes every human being as they are and asks, what can this person do? You don't have to be like everybody else. But to talk more about this, let me invite one of our alumni who is here today, Dr. Fabio Sajibin. Fabio, come on stage. Please give Fabio a big welcome. Sit down. By the way, you may put your hats back on. This is an air-conditioned place, and I'm getting a little cold. All right, Fabio is an alumnus of UVU. When did you graduate, Fabio?
I graduated 2009.
Okay, tell us a little bit maybe about your childhood, how you grew up, and what was the pathway that led you to UVU?
So this is a very kind of emotional experience for me. You know, we came to this country from Brazil, where I was born, and my dad had $800 in his pocket, and he had 4 kids, and we immigrated to Utah from the south of Brazil. And you know, he was always trying to succeed. My dad is someone who had endless ambition and endless dreams. And you know, growing up, we had, you know, lots of attempts at success, and my dad had, you know, a couple of attempts at having construction companies, and I was kind of involved in that. Ultimately, you know, educational culture just wasn't a huge part of my life. I didn't take the SATs, I didn't take the ACTs, I was a mediocre at best high school student.
What was your high school GPA?
I'll blush. It was terrible. It was less than 3.
Okay.
So I was a missionary for my church in Queens and Brooklyn in 2002. And when I was kind of concluding my mission president said, "What's your plan? What are you going to do?" And I was like, "I don't know. My dad's got a business he's trying. I guess I'll work construction with him. I'm not really sure." And he said, "You're going to go to school." So I got home from my mission, and I just kind of looked for the first open enrollment position I could find, and found myself at UVU. So, you know, while I was here, I had zero idea of what I needed to do to further my education. So I sat down with the first counselor I could find. I'm like, "All right, I'm here, I'm a student, what do I do?" And she says, "Okay, well, you have to take all these classes." And one of the classes was what I thought, Biology 101, Intro Biology. And I sat down in Wayne Whaley's biology class. Where's Dr. Whaley? I saw you a second ago. I want you to stand up. Please give a round of applause to Dr. Whaley for a second. So I thought I was in intro biology, and I was accidentally enrolled in pre-med biology. And I was like, this is way harder than I thought it was supposed to be. But I sat down with a group of students, and I was asking them one day at lunch, I'm like, this is way hard. Why is it, you know, intro biology? And they're like, "No, man, this is pre-med biology. We're all going to be doctors." And for the first time, it kind of occurred to me that, you know, maybe I could do this. And so I worked a little harder. I ended up getting an A in his class, both semesters. And then I said, "Okay, well, what's the next pre-med class? Bring it on." And that's kind of how things got going.
All right, so Fabio didn't take the SAT or ACT, but we like to say that UVU is the place for first chances, second chances, third chances, and fourth chances. So you get enrolled mistakenly in a pre-med biology class, took the class, and tonight I spoke about exceptional care as a foundational value here at UVU. Would you describe how you as a student who was not necessarily thinking that you were such a serious, academically inclined person, how did you receive exceptional care at UVU?
You know, that's a great question. I remember I was thinking about this, and I was kind of mapping out my whole pre-med, you know, year. How many people here want to do pre-med or pre-dental or something? Raise your hands. Okay. So it's hard, but it's worth it. So I was, you know, kind of mapping out the whole timeline, which I recommend you do. And I noticed that if I didn't take Chemistry 1 that fall, it would set me back a year. And I was like, oh, I'm already behind the ball. I got to get this done. And so the administrator told me, well, why don't you go talk to Dr. Wilson, see if he'll let you in. So I knocked on Dr. Bruce Wilson's door, and he let me in. I sat down in his office, and I said, look, here's my story. I really want to get these courses done so I can apply to medical school, but I haven't done the math that's required. And instead of dismissing me, he took out a piece of paper and a pen and wrote some equation down, and he just pushed it at me. He said, okay, well, let's see if you can do it. So I sat there, and I was sweating in his office, trying to figure out if I could do it, and I ended up doing it correctly, and he just said, okay, that's it, you're in. And I mean, so that kind of flexibility and that kind of tailored care, I just can't imagine that's happening at universities across the country. So I love thinking about that story.
You also spoke to me a little bit about, how your wife also was part of that exceptional care. We do romance also at UVU. Would you talk about that? Maybe above and beyond professors, other people that gave you care while you were a student.
I can't. I'm going to get emotional on stage if I'm not careful. So, I've been married for 13 years now, and we have 4 little boys, and we just moved to Orange County, and my wife has been through all of it with me, through 4 years in New York City, 6 years in upstate New York, and I got to tell you that, having a partner who is willing to engage in the dream with you is invaluable. And Krista is somebody who dreamed for me. She saw potential in me that I never really saw in myself. It never occurred to me that I could do what I'm doing today. There's no way I can adequately thank her, but she's a huge part of anything I will ever do in life.
Wow, let's clap for Krista, who's not here tonight. So, exceptional care, I spoke earlier as well about exceptional accountability. How did you, as a student, figuring all of those things out in your first few years at UVU, how did you become accountable for your own learning and your success?
So when I was doing pre-med here, we had these courses that we kind of called gatekeeper courses. So if you couldn't make it through that, forget it, you weren't going to make it. And one of them was Dr. Gomini's organic chemistry class. If you don't know what that is, you will. It's the hardest class I ever took, including medical school, up to that point. And Dr. Gomini he's just a world-class thinker, and he lives and breathes organic chemistry. And he would lecture with a marker. He said, you can buy the textbook if you want, but you don't need to. He would get a marker, and it just came out of his head, and he would just lecture. And if you asked him any questions that weren't relevant to the source material that day, he would very politely say, that's material you should have covered in your general chemistry class. Please review your textbook. And he would move on. So he was totally unashamed of the quality of the education that he was going to provide you. He didn't care whether you were ready for it or not. He always had his door open, and if you sat in his office, you could talk all day about organic chemistry. But earning an A in his class, I got to tell you, of the 4 people in my mind who earned A's in his class, every single one of them is either a practicing physician or a practicing dentist.
But your own accountability was taking that initiative to go to the professor, and then how much time did you devote to your homework and you worked as well as a student?
I did. I worked at Chrysalis,
Yeah.
which is the best college job I can think of. I worked there almost the whole time I was here. And I got to tell you, this is kind of the whole concept that I call heavy lifting. For whatever you want to do in life, whether you want to be a professional ballerina or if you want to be, a professional welder, if you want to be a physician, there is a part of your job that I call the heavy lifting. It's the stuff you don't want to do. It's not the glorious part. It's not the part where you get any credit for anything. It's the tough, gritty, heavy lifting of what you do. And if you don't do that, I don't care how talented you think you are, you just won't be able to compete with people who are willing to do that every day. And so for me, it was a process of discovery. What is the heavy lifting of being a college student today? What does that mean in terms of hours I'm dedicating, of stuff that I'm not doing, like hanging out with friends or going to movies sometimes, and making that a priority? And as soon as that became agenda number 1 on my calendar every single day, the rest of everything just kind of fell into place.
So today, Fabio is a cardiothoracic surgeon. That's a pretty exceptional result, which is another value here at UVU. Will you talk about the meaning of that for you now? What are you giving back to your patients, to the world? So talk a little bit about that. Where are you in your life now as a UVU alumnus?
Thanks. The first kind of taste of success I ever had was applying to medical school. At that time, I think we had one student in the past 5 or 10 years who'd been accepted to the University of Utah School of Medicine from UVU. And we were just chapped about that. Everybody hated that fact. We were always sending applicants and it was hard to get a spot. And so, I felt like I had the whole university behind me as I applied to the University of Utah. And that year, 2009, the University of Utah extended 3 early acceptance offers. And I was one of those 3. And I went to Dr. Whaley's office and I told him, and he stood up and gave me a big hug. And it was the first kind of taste of success that I had had from all this effort. And fast forward, I ended up going to NYU School of Medicine because it was a better opportunity for me and my family. I lived in Manhattan for 4 years. And then I ended up doing an integrated cardiothoracic training program in upstate New York for 6 years. And that's where I've been up until recently. And I remember kind of concluding that training program. And I just want to share a quick story. One night I was on call, and 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday night, my pager goes off, and it's the cath lab in the hospital. And they're saying, we have a patient, he just had a cardiac arrest, his wife was doing CPR, he's in the hospital now. And I had, got my scrubs on, ran into the hospital, and he was basically on death's door. And we were able to put him on this life support machine called ECMO and save his life in that moment. And we recovered him, and he got a little bit better, still kind of in a coma. 7 days later, we put an artificial heart into him to keep him alive. And he was 50 years old. That's young, by the way, to a lot of you young kids out there. 50 years old is the prime of your life. And I ended up leaving the service and going on to a different team before he fully recovered. And I didn't really know whether he was going to fully recover. He was so sick. And months later, I was back on that team, and I was in between operations. And as I was walking towards the elevator, this man and his wife came walking towards me. And we stopped and we recognized each other. His name's Tom Wright. And I said, Tom, you recovered. And he was up, and he looked bright and radiant and happy, and he was working, and he was living with his mechanical heart. And his wife was happy, and it just rocked my world to think that you can participate in someone's life in that kind of meaningful way. In some ways, it brought together all of this struggle, everything from the tough organic chemistry class, the tough biology class, applying medical school training, all kind of coalesced in this moment where I saw this person who's going to live longer because of what we were able to do for him. So it was the highlight of my time there.
That is amazing and inspiring. So Fabio, last word of advice to our incoming freshmen before we go get some free food out in the lawn and listen to live music. What advice would you give our incoming freshman class?
So I thought of 3 quick things. The first thing is identify what the heavy lifting is for whatever you're going to do. In real terms, what does it mean day to day, and commit to yourself that you'll do it every single day. Do the heavy lifting every single day. The second thing is learn for keeps. It doesn't matter what you're studying. If you're studying something that's unrelated to what you want to do one day, that doesn't matter. Take notes and learn it for keeps. You're already doing the effort. Keep that knowledge. Hold it sacred, what you learn. You're dedicating your time to it. And the third thing I would say is take care of each other. I see a lot of good-looking, happy people. I will tell you that for every one of you, there's someone out there who is lonely, who's afraid, who doesn't have a group of friends, and who might be feeling desperate. Make time to identify and help people. Be inclusive. Create family at this institution, and it will be your family forever.
Thank you so much, Fabio. Please give Fabio a big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Without further ado, I want to say, Let's have a great start to the new year. I look forward to meeting as many of you as possible. Go Wolverines!
Bum 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 bum. Stand up and cheer, mighty green. We are the proud Wolverines, strong in battle till the game is done. Till the victory we have won, won, won. Stand up and cheer, mighty green. We are the proud Wolverines, strong in the battle till the game is done. Till the victory we have won. Stand up and sing UVU. Our song will ring loud and true. Follow your colors, be green through and through. Mighty Wolverines of UVU. Go fight UVU. Go fight UVU. Go fight UVU. Go fight UVU. Stand up and cheer, mighty green. We are the proud Wolverines, strong in the battle till the game is done. Till the victory we have won. Stand up and sing UVU. Our song will ring loud and true. Follow your colors, be green through and through. Mighty Wolverines of UVU. Go fight 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 UVU.
So much for coming out. We're UVU Voice Line. You'll see us on campus. We're one of the clubs here on campus. We are proud Wolverines. Yeah, come on, I can hear you. Let it go.